We're going to talk a little bit today about the Ludlow Lagoon Amusement Park. Hit my next screen. It was Northern Kentucky's premier entertainment venue for nearly 25 years, and we'll talk about why in a few minutes. It was known throughout the greater Cincinnati area. One of the facts that I like to talk about when I talk about the lagoon is streetcar service was very important to the lagoon in those days. We're talking about the 1890s through 1918. And a streetcar left Fountain Square every 3 minutes to go to the lagoon. So you can imagine how many, the size of crowds that were going to the lagoon during the summer season. Thank you. Okay, why an amusement park in Ludlow? The clue is the photograph. What is the photograph of? Anybody guess? Streetcar line, that's Elm Street, which is now, well, it's still Elm Street, Route 8, the main drag through town. Anybody know what the streetcar line had to do with the amusement park? Hit the next screen. It drew people there, that is correct. The owners, or the original backers of the lagoon, were all also owners of the South Covington Street Railroad Company. So what they were looking for was something at the end of the line going towards Ludlow that would attract visitors. When you think about it, what was at the end of the Fort Thomas streetcar line? The fort. What was at the end of the Bellevue-Dayton streetcar line? Tacoma Park. What was at the end of the Latonia line? Correct. So they wanted something at the end of the Ludlow line. And so an amusement park sounded like a good idea. Those are the original incorporators of the, incorporators of the South Covington Street Railway Company. They were the owners, actually, in the 1890s. The most important for us is J.J. Weaver, who was part of the Lagoon Amusement Park from the very beginning until the very end. So we'll talk about him in a few throughout the program. Eventually, he became the general manager. He was not only part owner, but was also general manager of the lagoon. Highway Avenue was constructed through Ludlow and opened in September of 1894. Now, that's the main road that leads from Covington through West Covington to Ludlow and Bromley. Something they needed to attract at the end of the line, which was the amusement park. So if we hit the next slide. This is a photo of Ludlow, West Covington, Covington before the amusement park. So you see here's West Covington in green, here's Ludlow in the pink color. And right through here is a little creek. See it? And it's called the Pleasant Run. And it goes all the way, it basically follows Bromley Crescent Springs Road. If you've gone down Bromley Crescent Springs Road, on one side or the other is the Pleasant Run Creek. And the story goes that in 1883 and 1884, there was a large flood in the Ohio River Valley, and it backed the water up in the Pleasant Run Pike and formed a lake there temporarily. And so the owners of the streetcar line decided that would maybe be a good place for a permanent lake. Now, if you look at the owners of the property through here, too, by the way, most of them are William Ludlow, and Maxwell. Ludlow and Maxwell were large landowners. Ludlow family, of course, owned all of Ludlow. Their home was up here on River Road, and the Maxwell home was right there on River Road. So both of those folks already owned some of the property. There were other farms there as well that the incorporators bought out. So the corporation purchased land along the Pleasant Run Creek. They built a dam. The dam would be currently about where Oak Street crosses into Bromley. Elm Street's the first street, Oak Street's the next street up. They built this dam, and behind it formed an 85-acre lake. The lake was so large that it had 5 islands on it. Some of them were large enough that you could land a boat and go out on the island. So in the summer of 1894, they opened the lagoon basically for fishing and picnic use. And I've got in the summer for ice skating, which makes no sense. In the winter for ice skating. And I remember in the 70s, I ice skated on the lagoon. So how many of you all ice skated on the lagoon? Lots of people ice skated on the lagoon. Every once in a while, you'll still see a kid down there today. The lake, though, is much, much smaller than it used to be. In the meantime, work was begun on a true amusement park.